Okay, so you see I've added some nominal bit of header information and only one line here because I'm actually going to change this code quite a bit. Um, you know, this code is perfectly functional. All right, it works, and the computer doesn't really care. You can have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lines if you want to, doing something as simple as turning on and off a light or a series of lights. But it would be nice to introduce some cool concepts to make your life a lot easier, a lot faster, and just smoother all the way around. So you'll notice that these are intentionally wired in such a way that they go in numeric sequence, 2 through 9. Okay? We're going to take advantage of that numeric sequence and make it so that all we have to do is call this one line over and over again and then magically change this number right here. Okay? So we're going to do that with something called a for loop. So I'm going to start off with the word for, all right? And then within parentheses, what I now need to do is I need to create a variable. I need to create a basket, a box, something that's going to hold this number as it switches each and every time this function is called. Okay? And I'm going to create an integer variable. And again, there's some reading with the chapter that goes with this. And I'm sorry, I'm going to make it a value. Typically, oftentimes I is commonly chosen for a simple loop iteration. And I'm going to start it equal to 2. I want to start at 2 and I want to go to 9. So I'm going to start it at equal to 2. And we're going to run this like a series of function calls in here. Notice how they end with semicolons. So I'm going to start with 2. I'm going to end that with a semicolon. And what I want to do is I want to go until it is less than or equal to, good heavens, there we go, 9, right? Because we want to go from 2 to 9, inclusive of 9, so less than or equal to 9. And then a semicolon, separate it. And then what we want to do is we want to go up by 1. We want to go 2, 3, 4. And there's a simple syntax for that. You're going to use this over and over and over again, so just get familiar with it. So I++ is going to increment I by 1 every time it goes around. Okay? So now what I have is this is my low range, my top, and then I'm going to increment plus plus. So now what I want to do is I want to do an open brace, and I'm going to delete all of this junk. I'm going to put another close brace. Now let me tidy this. Control T. And you can see it's indented in. Now we're still not quite done because now we have I going from 2 to 9. So now all I have to do is replace this with an I. Alright? And so you can see now what's going to happen is it's going to automatically increment from 2 to 9. In each case it does it, it's going to change that value 2, 3, 4, 5 to output and be done. So we've taken a huge chunk of code and reduced it down to just 3 lines. This process here will work just as beautifully down here. So if I go and place this right here, alright, I'm now going to take I, started at 2, and I'm going to go all the way up to 9 inclusive, 1 at a time. So what I can do is I can replace this with an I, and this with an I, and now I can delete all of this. Now notice we have 2 open braces and only 1 closed brace. Okay, this one matches this, but I don't have anything matching this. So this for loop needs its own closed brace. So I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to tidy my code. And now what should happen, I'm going to increase this rate just a little bit. I think you can see it flash just fine at 500. Is I'm going to load this, and you're going to see we're going to have the same exact code we had before, but we've reduced it down significant in line number and made it a much easier to deal with, understand, and work with. So let me pause while it uploads, and I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see it's doing exactly the same thing it did before, but we're now going up, well, we're actually have increased the rate to 500 or a half a second per flash. But we've reduced it with the use of these for loops, and it's automatically scrolling through. Okay? So I'm going to end this video right here, and we're going to set up for another kind of cool experiment, and then I will give you your end of module challenge. So I will see you again soon.